Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, the collective. What's up? If you guys are watching these videos, it's gonna be the last video for the day, so I am pumped. Been a nice little 5 hours straight work. You know what I'm saying? That's not regarding the video though. But I just want to give you guys some encouragement. You know what I mean? Just kind of work through this situations when you know what I'm saying, when you get drowsy. Also, a little advice, make sure that you guys are getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, putting yourself in climates, putting yourself in certain conditions that's going to allow you to be able to work through those situations or prevent the certain drowsiness and things like that, right? So I just want to give you guys that. Also, there's a lot of mental work too, so I encourage you guys to pick up a book and begin reading. Now, I wouldn't say disregard that, but not focusing too much on that topic. We're gonna get into this video, right? So again, if you guys have been seeing these new videos, there are some messages for you guys, as you can see by the title. Depending on what it is, it's most likely going to be reconsidering your wishes and goals, right? Because that's going to be the first message we have for you guys out of the 12 messages, right? So number one, reconsidering your wishes and goals, right? If you guys are chasing this dream, or you guys are on this journey and everything don't seem to be working out for you. Now, there's certain times where things might not be working out, and you just kind of have to keep working to see. But if you're in a field where you are just completely like, I'm not willing to, like, let's say for an example, let's just say you're in this industry where, I don't want to get too specific because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? No point in getting too deep into it. Let's say you're in this industry where you're not willing to sell yourself out for the outcome of whatever it is, right? Let's say you're just not willing to sell yourself out. You have morals and principles and things like that, and you're just not willing to do that. Then maybe it's time to find something else. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to sacrifice anything for this industry, this could be sacrificing your time. This doesn't have to be you're selling your soul or nothing crazy like that. But this just could be sacrificing your time. You're no longer willing to put the time in. I remember I used to play soccer, or at least when I was in high school, right? When I got out of high school, I played, a little bit, but I'm not willing today to go and sacrifice some of my time to actually play soccer. So I'm not really passionate about soccer like that anymore, or football from people from the islands. You know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end goal with that. So sometimes you gotta reconsider what it is that you're spending your time on, right? Reconsider those wishes and goals that you have, right? We have number two, too much obligatory. I've been repeating this word all morning. Too much obligatory work and not enough pleasure work, personal pastime, or hobbies, right? So you're just putting too much time into, your necessary things. I understand you guys gotta go to work. I understand we all got chores to do. We all gotta work life. We all gotta play life and things like that. But it's very important you don't spend too much time on that work life. If this job wants 12, 15, 16 hours of your day, you only have 24 hours. And you are always depressed, you're always upset, you always just want to just flee from that position. I encourage you guys to do so, because ain't no amount of money in this world worth spending that much time in your day, especially if you ain't got no meds. Unless you got a maid, unless you got a driver, unless you got all these people that you're paying that's taking up all that extra time that you would have been spending if you wasn't working that much hours, then hey, if it floats your boat, do what you do. But if it's not, I strongly suggest you get up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Try to allocate your time, or try to put your time into positions where you can be able to enjoy life to its fullest, right? So spending more time having fun. I'm not saying that, yeah, it's a balance. Of course, you want to work a little bit more than you play, right? That just makes more sense. But don't overdo it to where you never seem to get playtime. Or you're doing it where it's 12 hours playtime, 12 hours straight working, 10 minutes playtime. Like that's way off, because that 10 minutes ain't even a good reinforcement. You're not even gonna want to, you don't even feel like it's worth it, right? It's kind of like going on a diet for a whole 3 years and only spending having like 2 days out of that 3 years to enjoy yourself. You just gotta have a little bit more balance in that, right? Opening number 3, opening your mind to develop new viewpoints on life, right? There's new ways out here. Everybody's talking about it. We're all on social media. With this social media thing, I'm able to touch somebody's heart or somebody's mind from, shoot, all the way across the globe. Within 2 minutes of me uploading this video. That's the power of the internet. And while we're talking about it, there's new ways to make money. There's new ways to develop. One thing that I want you guys to know, I don't have all the details of life. I don't have, listen, it don't matter if I was 20, I'm 22, but it don't matter if I was 22 or 44 or 88. We would not have all the answers to life, all the aspects of life, none of that. What I can say is this: if you open up your mind a little bit, you will see yourself, the aspects that you have, because you're probably in a different country than I am. So you might have pros and cons that I don't have. So you got to kind of work with what you have. And in order for you to do that, is to see those things. In order for you to see those things, you got to open your mind up and be willing to see those specific things, right? Number 4, we have pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work, from by Aristotle, right? So when you guys are pleasurable what you do and you enjoy it, you start to you become good at it. I'm not saying that you can't become good at something you hate, but it's a lot more easier for you to become good at something you genuinely want to do. Whether it is, people might see you doing something and might say, wow, this person is a good chef, but you might hate cooking, but you just become good at it because over time. But it's a lot easier if you enjoy it, because when you enjoy it, you're going to more so run to it more. You're not going to run away from it. You're going to want to, get more in that. I'll give you an example. How I do these readings now, I'm always been, and I always say this, I've always been an encouraging person. I'm always try to be encouraging to people, right, through my jobs. I felt like that was the second job while I was working a job. That was like my second job, to encourage people and whatever. So, that's my thing. So I was kind of thinking, and now I, of course, do it this way, right? I write some stuff down that I've learned through my shuffling cards and things like that, and provide some insight and some wisdom that I can provide to you guys, so that you guys can change your viewpoints on life as well. So yeah, when you guys are going ahead and starting a career or a journey or whatever the case is, when you find that point where you become passionate about it, is when you start to spend a little bit more time, or even you don't even mind spending 8 hours, 10 hours here, this, that. You find that even you would even do it for free. That's how you really know if that's your passion or your thing, is when you're not. Instead of you thinking how much money can I earn, you're thinking how much can I put out? What kind of content can I put out? You start to perfect yourself. Number 5, a relationship that has to be ended or retirement from your job. It's time to move on, right? Circumstances are gonna happen where relationships have to end, and you're gonna see these red flags, right? It's not, if you guys in a perfect relationship or find the perfect job for you, I don't know, you guys might have jobs that only let you come in, you only have to work there. Maybe you work for your own company, right? Maybe you are an employee of yourself. Maybe you have this company, your father has this company, and you work for this company, and you probably make millions of dollars, and you only have to go in for 3 hours, and you enjoy it, and it suits everything you need. You get all the free time you want, all of that stuff, then hey, you're living life. So, if you deem you live life, then you live life, right? Now, back to what I was saying as far as, it goes, if you're in a perfect relationship, this doesn't apply to you. However, if you find yourselves in a position, whether it's relationship or job, doesn't matter what it could be whatever, and you see these red flags where it's time to move on, don't be hesitant to move on. You're gonna take some time. Naturally, we tend to be very emotional creatures. Like we want to hold on to things, and that's why a lot of animals are extinct too. Like, because we wanted to hold it for ourselves. We want, what I'm saying. We're like that. So it's like sometimes we come off as selfish, So it's like we gotta recognize when it's time to move on. And it's going to be hard at first. You're going to want to hold on to that situation. But as you practice having that mindset to, okay, let's let the past be the past, you learn to move on a lot smoother, right? And that's what we want. Number 6, what was honestly earned is genuinely yours. I love to listen to these wisdom quotes like while I'm washing dishes in the morning and things like that to give myself a little bit more reflection. And sometimes I listen to it back to back to back. Sometimes I read books back to back to back because I don't just want to know what's going on. I want to understand. I want to have an in-depth kind of knowledge of what's going on, right? And really be in tune with it. Now, on this quote, it was like, it's better to earn something and not have it than have something and not have earned it, right? And this is what reminded me of when I wrote down this quote this morning. Not a quote, but when I wrote down the sentence, what was honestly earned is genuinely yours, which means that if you earn something, hey, a relationship, anything, it's yours. It's yours to keep. You know that you earned it righteously and you deserve everything coming to you, right? Number 7, while a problem may be resolved, it may not always be in your favor, right? That's just how it goes sometimes. You know, sometimes things happen, you know, with situations, family issues and things like that, and they might get resolved, or they might seem like, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. When I was writing this sentence, I thought about courts, right? You guys know if you guys get married and you guys get divorced, kids go here, they go here. The issue is resolved, but it ain't in your favor. I mean, it could be a man or a woman, I don't know, right? But it ain't in your favor. You're upset. We gotta sometimes just accept our loss, take our licks. You know what I'm saying? Take our losses sometimes. Take them L's, like and move on with life, because not everything is gonna work in our favor. In fact, one of the wisdom guys, I don't even know his name. I'm not even gonna try to quote his name. I don't want to disrespect nobody if I mess up the name. But look, he said, look, I'm glad everything don't work in your way, because if it worked in your way, then where would I go? You know what I mean? I thought that was pretty deep, because it's like, if everything worked in our way, right, all the time, what about everybody else? Isn't that a selfish way to look at life? Oh, I should have it work. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta accept when it don't work in our way as well, right? Number 8. Marriage involved as relationships, bonds, and friendships, right? So when you're married to something, you know, they say married to the game, married to the money, married to the girl, married to the guy, married to the hustle, whatever, right? This is all a bond that you've decided to have this commitment with whatever it is that you're journeying on. So I can encourage you guys this. If you guys are gonna be, you know, saying, look, I'm gonna be with this situation, I'm married to it. If you can stamp marriage on whatever it is that you're doing, I guarantee you'll go a lot further in it, because you'll be committed. Whether through you want to do something or you don't want to do it, you know that you're gonna have that discipline. See, that motivation is not always gonna be there, right? We're not always gonna. We don't wake up. No day is the same. Yesterday is not gonna be the same as today. Today is not gonna be the same as tomorrow. We all wake up differently. Every day is different. So that motivation might not always be there, but that discipline needs to be. So whenever you start marriage on something like that bond, that commitment, you know, that discipline, that's how you know you're doing something that you really genuinely want to do, and not just because you feel like you're forced to do it, right? Number 9, seeing fun, creativity, luxury, and overall the good life in all things beautiful. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I do not know who said that, so I apologize if I can't pronounce that. If I can't provide that direct quote or the author of that. But I know they have that famous saying, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I feel like once we decide on what's beautiful to us, we can begin to see the great things in it. It's kind of like a relationship. We have a man and a woman, and the man supports his woman every day. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I support my wife, whatever she wants to do, you feel me? As long as it's appropriate for our relationship, of course. But as long as, you know, it's appropriate, she could do it, and I support 100%. So it's the same way she does for me. You know, it's the same way you should be applying to yourself. Whatever you deem as beautiful. If you deem your craft as beautiful, if you deem yourself as beautiful, if you deem your partner as beautiful, you got to be willing to seek all that's in life. And I say it says creativity and luxury, but it's really just an overall good life in all things beautiful. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So whatever you deem is beautiful. Number 10, when searching for love, be open for a new person who may enter your life. Right? A lot of times when And I'm not talking about people that's in a relationship and a happy relationship, things like that. But this is just goes for this could be generalized for a lot of different things. This could be a generalized for a career, right? If you stumble upon this situation where you're like, yo, I'm no longer willing to sacrifice my time for this job no more. I want out. I want to find a different avenue. You got to be open-minded to opportunities that come your way as well. They might not seem appealing at first. Trust me when I tell you. When I got into, what I'm doing now, I've kind of mixed the two together. So I will shuffle cards and I will implement the messages, and then I'm able to talk to you guys freely because I have my notes already done. This is more what I've developed for myself. But when I first got in the game with this YouTube thing, I was very iffy, very hesitant, things like that, because I'm so used to just going to jobs and things like that, right? So I started to, get the opportunity to be able to do these things. So now I'm grateful. Now, back to what I was saying as far as you guys, it might not be a love connection. It might be a job thing. Back when we were talking about the soccer thing. If you're not willing to put the time in and sacrifice any time or any more energy into whatever it is that you're doing, whatever relationship that you're in, maybe it's time for a change, But you have to be open-minded to the things that's coming your way. A relationship might come your way. You might break up with this person because you feel like this person's not there for you no more, not your best interest anymore. You move on, and now you're becoming open-minded. You meet somebody. Be open-minded. Protect yourself, of course. You know what I'm saying? Think smart. Don't just go places with a random individual. Get to know them first. But if this person, seems as they could be a potential new person for you, give them a chance. You know what I mean? Give them a chance. Of course, be safe with it. But give them a chance with protection. You know what I'm saying? Of course. But give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? Give them a chance. You never know what can happen. And give her a chance. You just never know. Just like careers. Give it a chance. Try it out. You might like it, you might not. But at least you know for sure that you've at least made the attempt, right? Number 11. You should always be determined and focused on following your goals, right? Determined is a form of discipline. You're not always going to be motivated to do your goals, to do your journeys, to do your tasks, to do anything that you put your mind to, anything you feel like is going to put you to the next level, make you a better human, apply yourself, whatever. You're not always going to be motivated. It's about having that discipline. It's about being that determined. Being that determined, which pretty much means, look, I'm gonna be successful. I have to succeed in this. I have to, at least if I give the most energy that I've got at the moment, because you're not always gonna give. Here's the thing, you probably could give okay, I'm gonna give an example. Construction workers could probably build a house if they really wanted to in 2 months, but most times they really take the time because they really want to bring out that great quality. But if they wanted to actually build the house, they could probably knock it up in a month or 2 months or whatever, right? Now, not every day they're gonna work their best. You know what I mean? Sometimes they're just kind of tired from the night before. They probably have to put the kids late to bed. You don't know what people's going on in their personal lives, right? So you might have other things going on in your life that might kind of put you in a position where you're working to not go as hard as you normally do. But regardless of that, we're human. We're not robots, right? We're not designed to work. We, in fact, we should be given leeway, right, in different situations to show up and apply ourselves. That's why they say the people's not necessary, or at least I'm not looking for you to be 100%. I'm just looking for effort. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for I'm just looking for effort. So, again, whenever you're chasing these goals and dreams and desires or whatever it is that you're trying to attain, be determined and be focused, right? If you feel like something's distracting you, you just got to put it aside. Come back to it. I know these YouTube shorts is addictive. I watch them when I'm, when if I'm done my work or whatever, I give myself a little time. Give yourself that little break. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, we're human. This whole method of work, that's just going to drain you out, and then you're going to not even want to do whatever it is that you're working. Just like fitness. Nobody's in the gym 24 hours a day. You can't, because you have to take a break to even eat and to sleep and do all that stuff. So nobody's doing that every day. So if nobody's doing that every day, which a gym freak loves, which he cannot do every day, then nothing else should be done all the time either. We should have breaks in between. 12. Last but not least, it's best to let things happen on their own time. Patience is one of the biggest key points to success. I just saw this guy, right? I'm not going to disclose nobody's name on this channel, right? Things like that. For respectful reasons. I don't know what they feel in my channel. We're not going to go into that. Now, I saw this channel. This guy is like 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? Fitness guy and things like that. And he probably knows what I'm talking about. You guys probably could make a judgment or whatever. He said like 40. I think I just gave it away because he had a video. But anyway, the point is, good guy, or at least from my perspective. I don't get too deep in what specific people talk about, but if they're willing to help people and they're at least trying and attempting to give good advice, I encourage and I applaud and I support that, right? Now, let me say this. He's been doing YouTube for like years, but I just discovered him a couple days ago. So it's like, he's been doing YouTube for years, and I just saw him, right? So God, his up there, but it just shows you patience. Like, who would I be if I come on this YouTube thing thinking that, oh, it's gonna happen in months, and this guy's been doing it for years, you know? But his is solid. So what I'm saying is, sometimes great things do take time. Relationships, career choices, friends, whatever, finances, whatever. It does take time to build up, and give yourself patience, give yourself time, and allow things to happen when it's supposed to, right? That's one of the best things that we can do, because that's one of the most things that, you know, once you do your work and you forget about it, and then things just start happening, it feels like magic, but it's really just because you put in your work and things happen on the end. Not saying magic and spirituality, of course, apply in this channel, but it's just about putting in your work, doing what you're supposed to do that day, go living life. Live life. Things will happen when it's supposed to happen. I know a lot of people that want to go out there and get an apartment and a car and do all of this stuff, but you gotta let things happen on this end, because sometimes they'll surprise you, right? We're over here trying to force a 2-bedroom house in our lives, and God's like, I wanted to give you guys a 10-bedroom, but I guess you didn't want the swimming pool. You just wanted the kiddie pool. You don't want the kiddie pool? You know what I'm saying? So let's just think of it like that. It's a much positive way to just let things happen. Everything has a journey. Everything has its reasons, believe it or not. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, share, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next spiritual video.